Facebook or a different avenue there? And I'm guessing he means Facebook, just to confirm. And that would be so weird that some phones, maybe Lincoln County's blocked and Catawba County can receive. Don't know what I might create that.
No, they are programmed to receive.
All right, try it again, guys.
Reset our sound card.
Lanny has done a reset, so try it again. Play it again, Sam. See what you got. We got plenty to talk about besides hockey. Any more comments on the hockey? And do you think Brett thinks that the train will keep rolling and the Oilers will win? I kind of feel the same with him there. The only I don't know. I don't know hockey enough to tell you what's changed and what's playing different. But I heard after 3 games that I did hear some of the analysts say that not down at the goals, but in the mid part of the ice, that Florida was just way better than Edmonton. So what has happened to change that?
But the Oilers still got to go to Florida.
That's why, they do.
I mean, that's not going to be easy. No, even though they won 3 in a row and have all the momentum, right?
Yeah. You know what I take out of all this conversation? I miss the Houston Oilers nickname.
Yeah.
I mean, Texans is okay, but the Cowboys are Texans too. But I don't know.
Bum Phillips.
Yeah. Love you, Blue.
Dan Pastorini.
Yeah, but the only thing I know about Edmonton, that was where Gretzky started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before he went to
Did you guys see any of
LA?
the pictures outside? I mean, it's still 10 o'clock and it's still daylight. 11 o'clock. Land of the midnight sun in Edmonton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just far enough north that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Edmonton farther to the west side or the east side or in the middle? I can't even remember where Edmonton is.
Edmonton,
right now.
It's in Alberta.
Okay, that's on the east
Province
side,
of
I think.
Alberta.
That's on the east. I think that's on the east,
Not
eastern
sure.
side.
Yeah, I think it is more east. Got to be.
Yeah.
No, it's to the west.
Oh, is it?
So
it's not all the way west.
the
though,
furthest
is it?
west is British Columbia, where Vancouver is, and then the next state or province over to the east is Alberta.
What's the island that goes up and down the Vancouver, isn't it? And that way over there, like above Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Vancouver is just right above Seattle.
But here's a
I say the
report.
little island. It's not a little island.
Butch Parker, Facebook is on in beautiful downtown.
Mike will
Macon.
wake up in a little bit, won't he? When
you from downtown where, Mike?
I've already said Butcher's. I said Catawba County is getting.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
But I have you loud and clear now, says Monty Mosteller. Steve K got you on Facebook now,
K.
and WLON. Good morning to you guys.
K.
Glad to have you with us this morning. I know there's only one reason Steve K's on here.
I can't imagine.
5-2 last night. Right, Lenny?
Yep.
5-2 last night. The Red Sox fall to the 36-39. Now 36 wins, 39 losses. Reds.
But a game
gotta
and a half.
be it.
But a game and a half out.
The Reds are only a game and a half out.
Might be a game. Depends on what happened
you
last.
know,
I know they won, but it depends on what others.
A lot of teams go through struggles early, but get it figured out. Go through a lot of injuries. Boston's been decimated by injuries all year long. I mean, they got 4 guys that would play regularly that haven't played. 3 of them's out for the year.
Out for the year.
And looks like Costas, the big first baseman, may do the same thing. Did you see when they gave him a mic the other night? Were you watching the Red Sox play the other night when they gave Costas a mic during a half inning?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. He couldn't shut up, could he? He got a broadcasting future.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
You don't even know who we're talking about, Mike Powell.
You said Costas.
Yeah, Costas, Casas, that plays first base for the Red Sox. What's his first name?
Forget it.
Tristan.
I got you.
Yeah, but Bob Costas, he had a decent career in broadcasting, for sure. Mike Painter got y'all on YouTube Live, and the audio just now came in. Denny Hoover, don't forget, I'm listening on the radio. Don't forget me, I'm listening on radio. I would never forget you, Denny, who I understand visited Omaha this past week. Don't forget me, I'm listening on the radio. Glad to have you with us.
Get this, Brian Hanks.
Brian Hanks. Good morning,
The
Brian Hanks.
legendary
I've
Brian
been
Hanks.
seeing a lot of pictures of Brian Hanks on different things on Facebook and
yeah.
stuff, but hadn't heard from him in a while. I hope he's doing well. And good
Down
morning,
out
Mr.
of
Hanks.
Lenore? No.
County.
County.
Mm-hmm.
Kinston. Primarily.
Kinston would be the capital, I think,
That's right.
of Lenore County. Let's see, what's this one here? Oh, Steve says he hadn't gone to sleep yet from last night, so he's not up early listening. He's up late
I guess he won't be joining us for
listening.
breakfast then.
Well, it'd be like you; he'd sleep through it.
Well, I sleep through the show.
Yeah, but you're talking in your sleep too this morning because there's words coming out.
Crystal Gale song.
that
You've
are,
been talking in your
yeah.
sleep. Sleeping in your dreams.
Is that your lyrics this morning?
No. You said classic rock, so
Yeah. Don't you make my brown eyes blue, but you know.
Right.
Red Sox fall last night 5-2. We're going to get into some of the Major League Baseball scores, the standings, and stuff like that. Here this morning we got Legion Baseball as well. How many days left in the regular season? About 5, 4?
June 26th, must have your games in.
Is that right? And
I think
today
so.
is the 22nd, so
Wednesday.
5 days. Yeah, 5 counting today.
The Area 4 meeting pairings is the 27th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And is the game starting the 28th?
I do not know that.
I think I saw it, but I can't remember if I did. If I read if they were going to start
There
on.
may be a couple days lag there. I'm not sure.
Why would you want that?
Yeah.
You know, we always
start
run
right
into
out.
rain,
That's true.
and we're going to run into rain at some point.
You think?
Yeah, well, you'd think so. What day's the meeting?
27th.
Okay, playoffs begin on the 28th.
Yep, makes sense.
28th all the way through July 2nd to determine the Area 4 champion. And this year, you know, there are no divisions in Area 4, just one. You know what the first thing is when I hear them say there's going to be no divisions? Driving from Asheville to Union County.
Yep.
You know, that's the longest trip in Area 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what you think that would take, Asheville to Union County. Good 2.5 hours?
I would say.
So every
Yeah.
bit of that.
It just seems like that's a lot. But here's what they do, and it's not too bad when you do it this way. They'll play at the same place twice in a doubleheader.
Mm-hmm.
One team will travel
Yeah.
one year, one team will travel the next.
Yeah, we
and
got us some doubleheaders coming up.
and we've had some.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of doubleheaders already.
Good race too.
As well. It is, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about that, some of the odd scores and who we've seen, and talk about who we think is stout, you know, in there. Ned says he is listening to us while putting out Legion Baseball tonight in quotations, and that's the little signs, you know, that they put
Long
out
Peak
at the road.
Street.
And I'll go ahead and give you a plug for that, Ned. Tonight at 7, Fraley Field, Gaston Braves. Then a doubleheader with Union County starting at 4 p.m. tomorrow.
That's right.
So I didn't remember the doubleheader. I knew that they had the game tonight with the Gaston Braves. Have you ever seen, just quickly on this, more Legion teams up and down in the regular season that we've seen? Rutherford was unbeatable for a while, and then then it was like shut down. They've lost 3 games since last Saturday, right? 3 games since we were in here last Saturday. They've lost. Union County's had its highs and lows. Gastonia has had highs and lows. They'll win 4 in a row. They'll lose 5 in a row. They'll win 3 in a row. That's just kind of been their season. Gaston Braves, those are the ones that surprised me. What's going on there? That's not I'm not going to say powerhouse, but they're a consistent program, and it just don't seem to be there right now.
Well, they're 10-6. They're within.
They are
striking
10-6, and I'll be honest, they always play their best in the playoffs.
That's right.
I don't know why. That's when you want to do it.
If I'm a Cherryville fan, they worry me.
Who's their coach now?
Kenny Paysauer, I think.
Okay.
I believe it's
Thank you, Lenny, for bailing us out. Cause
I think so.
I don't know how many Legion coaches I can tell you. One.
Well, he was assistant before, and I think
I can tell you one. It's the guy at Union County. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I think
Kidding, BD.
I think Josh Cobb is still doing.
Yeah, still doing
isn't
Is he? But he's not Ashbrook High anymore.
No, he's
Yeah.
not.
He stepped down. I don't know. Did he coach this year at Ashbrook, or was it last year when he stepped down from the?
I think it was last year.
I do too. Not 100% sure. That's former Cherville Post 100 and Cherville Ironman, Josh Cobb. That's why I try to keep up with him.
Vickery Post 48 is coached by the CVCC head coach, whose name escapes me right now.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, turned that the other night on the radio. I remember.
Now, who's at Lincoln,
Longbeard.
Lincoln County?
Longbeard.
Lincoln County has low Longbeard.
Oh, they don't have a team, do they?
Yeah.
Team.
No,
How about that?
Right now, no. Kenneth Paysauer. Thank you, Ned, confirming Lenny over there. I don't. It never seems to be a reason for me to know. I don't know why the opposing coaches' names on. Sometimes you just get to know them and stuff.
Who was?
But
Who's at Rutherford County? Is it still the
Sneathens?
Snevens?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ned,
had
Ned
the
could
son.
answer that for us too. Whether or not it's still.
Yeah, Ned probably knows that one.
I can't remember. Yeah, there was a lot. There's been 157 Sneathens come through that baseball program. Man, they're good. They're all good. And they tend RS Central, right? Is where when in high school, I think that's where they went to high school.
You're right.
Was RS. Either RS or Chase. It was not.
Yeah, I think
it
you're
was
right.
not East Rutherford. But yeah. Speaking of BD, the one coach we definitely know the name of. A lot of TV time for BD over the last in his bucket
national
hat.
TV time.
In his bucket hat
Mhm.
over the I guess he stayed maybe 4 or 5 nights out there. I have to hook up and try that one year. I want to do it, and this would have been I told Lenny this already, and I think maybe Brett too. This would have been the perfect year to go because every team was in driving distance from. I know everything's in driving distance if you want to drive, but I'm not going to drive to Seattle if I can help it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. Every team was local. I mean, they should have played that thing at Clemson or South Carolina because that's the one South state that was kind of left out.
Mhm.
So I didn't mean that as a shot, Lanny, but they should have played at Clemson or South Carolina because who were they again? You had obviously Texas A&M.
Texas A&M be the
Tennessee.
furthest one.
Yeah, Texas A&M would be the longest one.
Tennessee.
Texas A&M, Tennessee, Florida, and who's the other?
Virginia,
Who's the other SEC?
Florida State,
Virginia, Florida State, Carolina, and NC State,
Kentucky.
and Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah, what are they doing in a baseball?
Yeah.
I mean that seemed like the oddest
Yeah.
of all because Big Blue Nation is actually I would think their basketball program. Yeah, I know it struggled for a while right now, but their football program's always been second. They got a pretty good football program at Kentucky that produces a lot of NFL players and
North Stoops.
will kick you right out.
What I hear too, there'll definitely be a first time winner.
Denny says he don't say this actually, but I'm gonna say it like it come out of his mouth. Don't forget my big debut on television. Says Denny's got him there on TV in the crowd. Somebody took a shot of him in the crowd at Omaha and sent it back to him. I love stuff like that. My favorite one, I got one of Brett in Dodger Stadium with a home run going over his head. How many years ago was that, Brett? That you were in Dodger Stadium?
Probably 15.
15?
Yeah.
I said, I was watching it. I said, Brett, I'm watching the game. Where you sitting? And he told me where he's sitting. So it obviously didn't find him that way. But a home run went over his head. And he's sitting in left field, and the home run went over his head. And he said, he's texting me and said that home run went right over our head. So you know how you can rewind the television and then stop it. And I took a picture and sent it to him. I said, got you. And somebody was throwing the home run ball back, weren't they? I think in that picture it shows somebody throwing that home run ball back.
Yeah, it was a Brewers player that hit it. It was May 31st, 2012.
My gosh.
Well, when you go back and pull up a picture, it tells you the date. on
12
it.
years ago. Right?
Yeah,
Is my math that good this early? I wanted to get it out before Mike took a shot. Thank you, Ned. Yes, Curtis Sneathen, a U.S. Navy veteran. That's great to see, honestly. That's what American Legion's all about.
Absolutely.
And that's, to me, that's just great to see that you got a Navy veteran that is coaching. And, of course, God, I don't want to mess this up. Ned, you're the big Navy guy too, right? And when it comes to that battle in Philadelphia every year, the Army-Navy game, you're a big Navy. Am I right, Mike? Well, Mike's, yeah, listen to Mike. Oh, my goodness. I think Ned.
He's a Navy guy.
That's what I thought. Did they move this past year, the Army-Navy game? Was it somewhere else other than Philly?
Somewhere else, didn't he? But it was just.
Was that just a
just
one-year
move
thing?
It around a little bit.
Yeah.
More, I think, but I can't remember.
You know, it kind of. Yeah.
Can't remember
Why wouldn't you do that thing in 4 different sections at least of the United States and move it across the country and let other people? I mean, a lot of people would love to go, but can't cross the country. Maybe by whatever reason.
But
It was at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah, I don't think
I thought,
it was
okay, New England
permanent. It was just they wanted to move it around a little bit.
moved it way up there, didn't they? All the way from Philly to. That is a pretty good ride, though. Not as short as it sounds. Up to Foxborough.
I was trying to see what they were doing in the future. If
It
it's
should stay in cold climates, though.
if it's just going back to Philly, or if they're
Why?
going to
I don't know,
move
it's
it
just
around.
traditional. I mean, it's been Philadelphia so long. It's
Yeah.
cold usually in that time of year.
Okay. I'll go. I mean,
Maybe they could-
I love football in cold weather anyway. 'Cause
move
I
that
love-
Texas-Oklahoma game to Charlotte sometime.
Hey, yeah, maybe I'd get a shot at it.
Are you saying that because it'd be a lot cooler?
Because it'd be a lot closer
Oh.
here.
It would be a lot cooler
Or
too,
the,
probably than Texas.
the Georgia-Florida. It's a neutral site game. Move it to Charlotte.
Yeah, I got a feeling they're going to stay in SEC country, and on stuff like that. Going to read the headlines, and then we will take our first time out here this morning. Glad to have you with us on Sports Talk. Hope everybody can hear us loud and clear. Don't care if you can see us or not. Just joking, but hopefully you can hear us loud and clear. Ohtani blast a 455-foot home run, and the Angels rally in extras. Now, he's not an angel, but if you read that like that, it almost makes you think that whoever put that headline forgot he's not in Anaheim anymore. But that's the way I read it. Ohtani blast 455-foot home run, Angels rally in extras. Don't that sound wrong to you guys?
It should say but Angels rally.
yeah.
in extras.
Yep. Or however or something. It does have a bit, a semicolon.
Did you guys
like
see
I knew that, Mike? A
Did you
semicolon.
guys see the tape of him doing that? Just so effortless, and the ball just.
He has so much.
Goes
I think
away.
he's got so much power. His upper body is. I don't know. I can't. But on TV, it looks like it's like real wide. His upper body just like he's real wide. And what's his height?
Oh, he's 6'4"?
6'4".
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
he
around
got
there.
power in his legs too.
Yeah.
I mean, he can.
Yeah, he
Sure.
does. It does look like he's not swinging
No,
real
it's a
hard.
smooth
He's not
swing.
overdoing it.
It's
or
a smooth
anything.
swing.
Are you sure he's not powered by AI? I mean, could he be?
I thought you were going to say ROIDS. I hope not. You spell it, Mike? You're an English guy. You know what I spelled, don't you?
ROIDS.
You're talking about his swinging to
You don't
me.
know what that is? Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Oh, roids, of course.
What, Lenny?
I said him and the swing of Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
his.
seems like when he swings, it looks like it's all arms and it jumps. I mean,
You know
more so than Judge. I mean,
what's an interesting fact about Giancarlo in the batter's box? Any idea? I'm pretty sure I heard him say the other night, if it's a 12-pitch at bat, he never moves. He gets in his stance. He don't. Yeah, I'm just saying if it's a 12-pitch at bat. If it's two, if it's one pitch, it don't matter how many pitches he gets if he fouls them off, whatever. But he never gets out of the box. You know how so many get out of the box.
Right.
So the pitch clock didn't affect him.
no, he was.
He was ready for it because he never gets out of the box. He just stands in that one, and he's got such a weird stance.
Yeah.
And he just swats at it
Yeah, he
and
just-
slaps it out of the park. And a lot of his go opposite way.
Right.
And I think it's got to do with his stance.
Yeah, and he's hit some of the longest ones
Yeah,
in
when he's in
over the last
when he's in that
15
groove.
years. He's
I've always thought this about Stanton. That's the one guy, if I was on the mound, I wouldn't want to hit me with a shot with a line drive. You know, I mean, I don't want to hit by any of them.
Right.
But you gonna let me take one out, and I know it won't ever happen. It's gonna be Giancarlo, however you say it, Giancarlo Stanton, because I don't want to hit it by a line drive.
And like you say, it kind of blends in with the stance, like it's coming back that way.
Yeah.
You know, with some of these guys, they got that upper level swing. You don't feel concerned, but with him,
He looks like he's hitting a golf ball.
Yeah.
With a bat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the way it comes off. He looks like he's hitting a golf. Now, fortunately, he swings and misses.
Yeah, I was going to say he misses 9 out of every 10.
Fortunately for me, Bonnie, he swings and misses quite often, but he has got power, and I don't think I think he could hit it 400 feet to right field, directly right field, not just.
Yeah.
I mean down maybe 4+. He could hit the ball down the.
I think he's got the longest home run at Dodger Stadium.
Does he?
He hit it out of the stadium.
Oh, good Lord! Had anybody ever done that before?
I can't remember, but I think that was when he was with the Marlins. But yeah, he hit. I mean, it was close to 500
Is
feet.
the full outfield covered?
Not the whole outfield, but where he hit it, it was.
The awning goes pretty
Yeah.
far though, right?
Yeah,
Just not in
center field doesn't have it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
left and right
yeah.
do.
So
But I
that
think he hit
adds-
it to left field or left center.
That adds to the distance. You know what I mean? I mean that.
Yeah, he had to hit it
Not just
over
hitting it
that
over the
over
people.
the roof.
Yeah, not just hitting it over the people. You're hitting it over structures. As
But
well.
yeah, it's not really covered, but there's something up there.
there
I mean,
is an overhang.
yeah.
Degree.
As I go through the, I'll tell you what. I'll go through them and I'll do my lyrics first. How's that? Or has Lenny got a lyrics?
I got some.
I'll let you go first. You get yours ready. Here's the rest of the headlines. We talked about Ohtani and his 455-foot blast. Tatis hit by a pitch, departs with the triceps bruise. I'm tell you what, man. I don't know. It's just a lot of injuries this year in baseball. And it seems like it's more key people. You know what I mean? I mean, just maybe it's just I'm observant of it more, but it seems like there's more injuries this year. You know, back in the old days, they didn't get injured, and if they did a little bit, they played. But I always compared it to, back then their body was built like a jalopy, a car. Mm-hmm. Today it's built like a Ferrari, and it don't take as much to mess up that Ferrari. You know what I mean? I mean,
Could be.
I know I don't want my Ferrari messed up, that's for sure. But that's just the kind of bodies that I mean, everybody. I know there were some guys that worked out and had good bodies back in the day. But the first thing I always think of, I look at Babe Ruth, and how it did not affect his career, what kind of shape he was in. The more hot dogs, the more beers, the more home runs. It seemed like with Babe Ruth. So I'm sure all of them weren't that way. I don't think Paul Hornung, of Green Bay Packer fame, played quite as well after his nights out on the town that he's a little bit known for as well. Let's see. The Mets move up. Severino start. Won't face Yankees. Is that like, is he injured, or is this a reason
Coming
just to
up next? I think
just to
maybe the rotation.
Okay.
Because I think they play the Yankees next.
Yeah, and it says he won't face the Yankees. Now, he hasn't been on the DL or anything, has he? Is he? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't think he has.
Yeah, it
Not
might
recently.
be. It might be that he's just coming back, and they decided not to let him pitch in that game. Maybe they're just throwing in the towel early. That they have.
Well, it shows he's scheduled to face the Cubs tomorrow. So they're not even playing the Yankees. I don't.
No, it's coming up this next during the week, I think.
Okay, here's what happened then.
Okay,
he
they
wasn't
play
scheduled to pitch. What day you say he's pitching?
tomorrow.
I'm guessing he was not scheduled to pitch. They moved that up, and now he won't have a chance to face the Yankees.
Right, yeah, because it'll be
not
during his
enough
days
rest.
off.
Yep. Glad
And the
you read
Yankees
it.
are his former team, and
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
that's
why they're putting that in there,
that's why they're
because he's
pumping it up.
left the Yankees and with the Mets now.
The A's Newcomb picks up win without facing a batter. Somebody's got to explain that one to me. A's Newcomb picks up win
Maybe a
without facing a batter,
pickoff or a caught stealing
and then they
for the
won it in
third
the
out,
bottom.
and then I don't know.
That's weird.
Well, I would say if it was a just a caught stealing, that would be facing a batter. Well, I guess technically it's not because that
You know,
batter's
if
at bat
you don't throw him
doesn't
a
count.
pitch, I guess if you don't throw him a pitch, yeah.
Yeah.
Astros place Caratini. Hope I got that right. On a 10-day DL, he's got a hip flexor. Boy, the Astros have not had a. I think they're getting a little better as the season goes, but it's not coming. They didn't get to flip the switch this year. You know what I mean? They just didn't get to flip the switch this year. And I'm going to end with this one before we get Lenny's lyrics, because this one don't even involve really a game, but it floors me as the headline of the week. Kansas governor signs an effort to entice the Chiefs and the Royals.
Yeah.
Could you imagine them leaving Kansas City, Missouri,
On the border.
and moving to Kansas
No.
at some point? There's a little more pressure on them to do new stadiums, right? As far as I know, Arrowhead's been Arrowhead my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't
I don't
remember it anywhere else that they.
And they've upgraded it and done different things. Kauffman Stadium's that's the name of the
That's
Royals.
the Royals.
Yep.
Kauffman
Have they
Stadium.
built a new one?
No, it's not new.
Never built a new one
Yeah,
since
that
they.
was new when it was built.
Right.
They played somewhere else before then, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. So there has been one built since
Yeah.
they were as the
When
Kansas
they
City
moved-
Royals.
When they moved the franchise in there, they played somewhere else. But Kauffman was built later for them.
Monty has sent me some information here we'll get to in a minute. Let's do Lenny's lyrics. We'll take a timeout.
Kauffman Stadium opened in '73. I don't know how long the Royals have been a team in Kansas City, but
That might have been an expansion in
Expansion, Jay.
'73.
It was.
Well, it was Oakland was in Kansas City, wasn't that correct? And then Oakland moved from Kansas City to Oakland, and then they brought a franchise in there. I think the Royals,
Yeah.
if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken. Kansas City A's, I think was.
So,
But I don't remember them.
okay. All right, go with your lyrics here.
Okay. Chart the odds that made you brave to try to gamble at times. I'll read you one more line. Well, I feel like dirty laundry, sending sickness on down the line.
Back in a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving.
Dr. John Klunger III and Dr. Aaron.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
It's time to get ready for spring. Time to head to Full Throttle Power Sports and 95 Trailers. Test drive an ATV or side-by-side today. Full Throttle Power Sports carries CF Moto, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and Slingshot. And check out the trailers with brand names like SureTrack, Iron Bull, and Triton. Stop by or give them a call at 704-833-1270. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. They deal in fun.
Hi, folks. This is Will Poteet, president and co-owner of Remax Crossroads. The real estate market is ever-changing, but it's not too late to sell your home for a great price. If you're thinking about selling your home, give us a call at 704-736-1717 to speak with one of our expert agents. We would love the opportunity to earn your business.
This is Creighton Kell with Kell Insurance. We have been helping people for over 25 years with all their Medicare needs. We represent the same national and local companies as the insurance agencies you see on TV. And you know what? We can sit down with you one-on-one and help you find the right plan just for you.
Kell Insurance is located beside the Cultural Center and behind Gillum Realty in downtown Lincolnton. 107 North Cedar Street. Call 704-732-4646 and follow them on Facebook. Kell Insurance.
Welcome back. I hope you guys had time to think. Say those lyrics again.
Yeah, I need to hear them again.
Yeah, I do too.
All I can remember is the Dirty Laundry.
And
part.
if I hadn't been moving around, I would not get up there close and look it
Cheat
up.
the odds that made you brave to try to gamble at times. Well, I feel like dirty laundry sending sickness on down the line.
Not a Bob Seger song.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Dadgummit.
Yeah, it does have that.
Yeah, it does.
Bob
Yes, it
Seger
does.
Lyrics.
Let's see. Oh, well, we've got a guess here. Somebody might have it right. BC? Ooh! I hate that. That's one of mine and Brett's favorite band. Do you? That I don't know why. I'm going to be mad when I hear this and hear which song it is. BC.
Did he give a name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he did
Okay.
it. He did it. I've got the answer.
It is.
I'm pretty sure. But I'll give Mike and Brett a little time to think about that and see if they can come up with it as well. I got another message on here that I'd like to share. Monty has sent me some stuff here. Let's see. Ronald Acuna Jr. in 2022, the Braves Acuna Jr. hit a 472-foot home run to left center field, clearing the pavilion.
At Dodger Stadium.
Thank you, Lanny. What a man.
Wow.
Well,
yeah, you've never done that for me.
I don't blame him.
Come on.
Well, look, you got one cup of coffee that lasts you the whole morning. I might go through.
Actually, I finished it on my way out.
I might go through 3 of these. Well, there's plenty more back there, so you don't need to do without. Fernando Tatis Jr. in 21 of the Padres hit a 467-foot home run off the pavilion roof. Giancarlo Stanton hit a 475-foot home run to left field in 2015. Mark McGwire, I'm guessing this is at Dodger Stadium.
These are all Dodger Stadium.
Mark McGwire, 483 in 1999. Mike Piazza, 478-foot home run. You know, I don't remember Piazza. He hit a lot of home runs, but I don't remember his ever being just like Titanic blast, like 478 feet. Do you guys? But here it is. Willie Stargell, 506. 506. And guess what? 506 and a half, basically.
Was that at Dodger Stadium, too?
I'm pretty sure all these are Dodger
69.
Huh, and I'm glad you see that. His picture cuts off, and I couldn't. There it is. 1969. Yes, several players have hit home runs out of Dodger Stadium, including some of the game's top power hitters.
Who I can remember when I was a kid that hit a lot of tape measure jobs was Harmon Killebrew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It was just 500.
If that's not the top name in sports, too, it's up there. Killebrew.
Yep.
I mean,
You don't think it was Harmon?
what could you ask for?
See,
Harmon's pretty good too.
Was he the most famous twin of all time?
Kirby
Harmon
Puckett.
Killebrew? Kirby Puckett.
That'd be mine, because and you know,
who else we got?
As popular as he was a fan favorite.
Yeah,
Kirby was, and he passed away at a young age. You know, and I just
did he?
Still, they won the World Series.
I think he did.
Oh, I didn't even know he had
Lord,
died.
I hope I didn't say that.
No, he died real
Yeah,
young.
yeah,
And he was built like a
yeah,
tank.
yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, he was. Yeah, a soft tank, but he was built like a tank.
Oh yeah, 2006.
2006. Kirby, was it?
He's 45.
Does it say what? My guess is some form of cancer.
Cardiac
But
arrest, I believe.
oh, was
If
it?
I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Something heart related.
Massive stroke.
Stroke. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Should we mention something there, Mike?
Yes, do.
On the air.
We should.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Say it.
Yeah, I'd like everybody to be thinking of Randy Hawkins, former, back in the 80s and 90s, a colleague of mine at the Lincoln Times News, a reporter, then went into county government. I think it was planning, actually. And, yeah, he had a fairly serious stroke last week and was listed in critical condition, but I understand now that has regained some movement in his arm.
Good.
And now he's into rehabilitation.
And this is his second
stroke. He had one in 2021, but no damage.
Right.
But there has been apparently some significant damage this time.
Thoughts and prayers with Randy as we go through the morning and moving forward. I'm trying to get back healthy.
Yep.
I got a message here from Joey who supplied us with that information.
He did.
Morning Sports Talk guys off to cover the Battle of Ramseurs Mill.
Yeah, I thought about him when I saw that it was going to be today.
We may need to assist Joey in this second thing he's covering today. Brick Tree Brewery burnout.
Oh, okay.
I made a T-shirt.
Okay. And tonight, Cherryville Post 100. So Joey's got a busy day ahead of him.
Indeed.
Ahead of him.
Unless you already said that.
They did that one first. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna be honest. Tell you, I've never been to that thing at Battle of Ramseurs Mill. I hate it when it's 90-some degrees because I would like to see it. You know.
Yeah.
Have you? Let's see.
Because the Warlicks are tied into it.
Hey, this is interesting. Ned Yates says Harmon Killebrew is perhaps the best Charlotte Hornet to make it up to the Twins. Now that's when the minor league team was the Hornets, and they were the I honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. I didn't realize that it was a Twins affiliate in Charlotte. I just didn't realize that. I don't know why.
In fact, before it was Crockett Park.
It
was Griffith Park, which was Calvin Griffith, the Twins owner.
I used to go to that Crockett Park that sat there right on South Boulevard. Right, you could throw a rock and hit the stadium from South Boulevard. You could almost reach out and touch it. And I won't mention any names. A lot of friends I went with, we would go on a particular night. I think it was Thursday. You remember what that was, Lenny? Thursday, and beer was a quarter.
You down there probably.
You think there'll be a quarter at Brick Tree tonight?
The cups were not huge. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. They were like those little clear solo cups, you know.
That's what they did at
they were about
the Crawdads Thirsty Thursday with those little clear.
These weren't, like a shot glass or anything like that. I mean, but they weren't as big as this coffee cup. Right. They were just a little bit.
Would you say 8 ounces, maybe?
I'd say 10 or 12.
10 or 12.
Nah, maybe 10. I'd say maybe 10. Because a regular can's 12, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say 8 to 10 then. I'd say 8 to 10 on the cup. Who's our cup expert? Bring in today. We still haven't got Lenny's lyrics except for one Rodney.
Oh, yeah.
You said the group was BC.
That's their initials. Yeah. BC. Initially, it's still BC. I'll say it again. And here's the deal. He's put the name of the song on here for me. And he put one word of the title. I think there's a word that goes after that. After that,
BC.
Again, right, Rodney? There's the word again follows that up in the name of that.
Yeah, I couldn't give you any more lyrics because I got to the.
That might help Brad a little bit.
I got to the name.
The second word in the title of the song is again.
Right?
I couldn't give you any more lyrics because I got to the name.
Yeah, I know
I'm still trying to figure out BC as initials for a rock band.
Yep.
Nothing's coming to me.
Yeah, that's I don't know how to give you.
What era?
Well, the only thing that came to me was Bad Company, but I don't think it's not Bad Company.
Yep. One of the main guys, or the main guy, left for a while. Been back and forth. I think there's a set of brothers in the band, right, Lenny? I'm just giving all kind of hints here now. There's a set of brothers in the band. Brett may have seen him or him by himself. No, I don't know if you have or not. I don't want to. I shouldn't even mess you up with that.
Assume it's not Bad Company then.
Ned just guessed Bad Company too, but that's great that you came up with a BC.
Good BC,
but it is not.
It's not.
It is not. I'm glad we had another band with BC that you were able to guess.
Oh, Black Crows.
How'd you get that? Did it just hit you?
Just hit me.
Brad, he beat you to the Black Crows. What song?
I hadn't seen him.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I know Chris Robinson has come a couple times.
Yeah, and they are back together now.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
For now.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
this
song?
week.
The song.
What about the Gallagher guy? Does he ever get back?
No,
that's
that'll
never
never
happening.
happen.
That's
No.
never happening, is it? What
Oasis,
Yeah. We gave you the second. We gave you the second name in the title. Should be easy now.
Oh yeah, okay. Jealous again.
Jealous again. Jealous again. Read those lyrics again, Lenny, just so we can relate it to what.
Cheat the odds
Yeah.
that made you brave to try to gamble at times.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like dirty laundry sending sickness on down the line. Tell you why. Because I'm jealous again.
That's a great song and a great group.
Yeah.
A great.
Yeah, that first line did sound like something Bob Seger would.
It does.
Would write.
It does.
When I wrote that line, that first one, it almost run together. I didn't know how to really read it off.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's one whole sentence, but there's a delay in there for me.
Yeah.
When you sing.
Oh
the lyrics.
yeah, it's.
I don't sing the lyrics.
There's a lot of them. You have to know where to.
Yeah.
Where to stop it, because it don't do them just right. Where I get my information, it don't anyway. But
when I try to just read it, where it's not obvious where it breaks.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's something I think is going to be a big challenge, then I, might read it that way.
God, what was I trying to think?
Well, you will never get my song. There's about 13 lines before it gets to the title of the
Remedy
song.
is my favorite song by the Black Crowes.
What was this?
Remedy.
What was
Y'all
the
know
song
Remedy?
they did about a girl who's addicted? What was the name of that song?
She Talks to Angels.
She Talks to Angels.
That's a good one too. Well,
Very, very
I
poignant.
don't think they have a bad.
Very powerful song.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's see. We're going to run through the Major League Baseball scores from yesterday.
How long did I was just going through. Y'all were talking about the most popular Twins players. Rod Carew. How long was he with the Twins?
He just wasn't there.
Rod Carew might. He might.
He was like batting champion every year. It seemed like in the American League.
I just wasn't sure how long he played for him.
Long time.
He didn't play for anybody else, did he?
I think
he
he
played
did.
for the Angels.
Did
Played
he?
in his
That's
career.
right.
Yeah,
I had a baseball card of him within the
One of
Angels.
those first free agent, when the
he was.
free agent move started.
Yeah, that's right.
That he went to the Gene Autry, the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Gene Autry, the famous cowboy.
Yeah. Here's another fun, but injuries killed his career. Tony Oliva.
Yep. That's right.
Yep, he was really good. Does Gene Autry, was he the original Jerry Jones? Not Jerry Jones, but
His original singing cowboy.
But I don't know if he's the original owner or not. I don't know.
no, that's not what I was getting at. Was he the original? Here's how I go blank. Jerry Jones. Somebody that wasn't Jerry Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no, because Autry never played baseball, as far as I know. Jerry Jones played football. I'm trying to.
He played football at Arkansas.
Like a popular person, celebrity. That's what I want. Celebrity owning a team. Gene Autry, was he the first celebrity?
Yeah, could have been.
Could have been.
To own a major team.
A celebrity that had the money to buy the team, start the team. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, because it seems like now there's more and more of that. I mean, just name a few right off the top of your head. You got Jay-Z. He's involved in something, right? He's part of something.
I don't know if he's still involved or not. He was with the Brooklyn Nets.
He might realize that wasn't a wise investment.
And I think Mark Cuban has become a celebrity, but I don't think he was when he bought the Mavericks.
He wasn't.
But he's not even majority owner anymore.
Mark Cuban may be the richest owner in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And he grew up like us. Right. And he created broadcast.com, I think it was. And billions. I mean, good Lord.
Well, didn't Trump own a sports team at one time?
He signed Herschel Walker to his first contract.
Yep, but well after Autry,
Yeah.
Well, you know how that is. Half the nation would consider Trump a celebrity. The other half would consider him maybe another word. Who knows? Yeah, they tried. Yeah, they wanted to merge, and NFL's never going to merge. I don't think with anybody. It's so profitable and popular, and right. I can't imagine it won't still be in 50 to 100 years. Here you go, Steve K. Reds over the Red Sox, 5-2. last night. The Mets over the Cubs 11-1. D-backs over the Phillies 5-4. The Tigers over the White Sox 2-1. The Rays 10-3 over the Pirates. The Braves beat the Yankees last night. I'll be honest, I didn't even know that because I have not seen any scores, so I did not know the Braves beat the Yankees 8-1 last night. Marlins beat the Mariners 3-2. The Guardians over the Blue Jays 7-1. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Watch out for Cleveland. They're quietly dominating their opponents right now. Did you realize that Cleveland has a record of 47-26, and they're 24-9 at home?
Heck of a record.
And you don't hear anything about them.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything about them. No offense, they're not the Yankees. They're not the Dodgers. They're but man, I mean that's a quiet 21 games over 500. Nobody's really talking about that. I'm sure on some of your baseball shows, and I like to watch MLB and some of those guys. They're really good at what they do. But I haven't heard them talked about on there really.
Just talking about the trade, the trade deadline, what comes end of July, and and they start talking who's in, who's buying,
and I've never
who's
understood that
selling,
thing because
and they were telling yesterday, I believe I heard that in the National League, every team was within a game and a half of playoffs except two. In the NL.
That's amazing.
That was and I figured
that
the
is
Marlins
amazing.
and Colorado.
So does that say it's good or it's bad?
And I thought,
I think it's top heavy.
When you get to that point, the buyers and sellers ain't gonna be no sellers when everybody's needing to.
You know what? I love it.
Yeah.
Let's not have any sellers. Let's not have any sellers. I would love it to stay, just like it is, as well. A football game last night broke out in Houston. Speaking of the Oilers, right? 14-11. The Oilers beat the Oilers. The Astros beat the Orioles. Did the Orioles a couple of nights ago score like 17 on the Yankees?
Beat the Yankees 17-5 the day before.
And I heard that was the most runs scored. We usually have some high-scoring games, but it was the highest-scoring game or most runs produced by one team, I think.
This year?
No, but like way back to the beginning. I think is what it said, back to the beginning of the season. But I hadn't seen too many with 17 on there, that's for sure. Orioles have more hits, 18 hits. Astros, 14 hits. Hits don't matter. We saw Post 100 win the other night with 2.
2 hits, so, 7 runs.
What do hits mean?
And you were talking about that Astro game. At one time, they was up like they had to hang on, the Astros, because they was up like 14.
I did not know that.
14-2 or something.
And it wound up 14-11. Yeah.
Baltimore scored 7 in the 8th inning. It was 14-4.
Didn't the Dodgers do that the other night and come back from like a 3-run?
They scored 7 in the 9th.
And came back from a 3-run deficit, right? Weren't they down 3 going into that?
They were down 4.
4?
No, they were down 5.
Oh,
they were down 5, hit a grand slam to cut it to 1, and then hit a 3-run homer to go up by 2, and then closed it out in the bottom of the ninth.
Remind me, make sure I get in on this electronic strike zone stuff some more, because in it, the Major League Baseball needs it, but not as bad as college baseball needs the electronic strike zone. It has been very inconsistent between umpires, and some of the umpires just themselves are very inconsistent. I saw somebody the other night that should have been rung up. The pitch was not down the middle, but it was 85% in the middle of the strike zone, and it was ball 4. And that changed the game because the guy hit a home run. Next guy hit a home run. We need it, I'm telling you, for consistency. Padres over the Brewers 9-5. Twins, we've been talking a lot about the Twins this morning. A's beat the Twins 6-5. Angels over the Dodgers last night, and I didn't know that one either, Brad. I knew they were playing each other, but the Angels win 3-2 last night at home against the rival Angels. Does Ohtani going to the Dodgers crosstown give the Angels more incentive to win those head-to-head matchups if they needed it?
I don't think so.
And even if it does, it's one of those things that'll wear down a little bit, right?
Yeah, and they don't play that often. They play a ton of preseason games against each other, but yeah, they just don't play each other enough. They're not really rivals. So,
couple items before we go to break.
I don't know if the Angels have any fans.
That's sad. That's sad. Why wouldn't you move?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Indianapolis. Not Louisville, it's too close to Cincinnati maybe, but Indianapolis, Charlotte could support. Why wouldn't you get out and be
I don't know what their attendance
the stepchild,
rate is or anything, but I've been to a game there and it was I don't know, it's a pretty average crowd, I would guess.
But it's not like being at a Dodger game. The atmosphere can't be
no,
the same.
No, it wasn't.
It can't even be close.
And
I'm not saying it would be in Charlotte.
They didn't have
either,
Ohtani yet. They had Trout and Pujols were their big stars, but they weren't winning.
See what the Angels' average attendance is per home game this year, if you can find that, or last year. I don't care. Yeah. Well, this year it's going to drop because there's no Shohei. So let's try to find this year's. Let's see. It is Ned that says, thinking back, Charlotte teams at Griffith Park hosted a number of notables. Twins Killebrew, Carew, Oliva, Orioles Ripken and Murray. I saw Ripken and Murray play there. They were really good. I saw them play. Cal, I think, was a third baseman in the minors and then moved over.
You probably remember T-Bone Shelby. He played on that team.
I remember T-Bone, but let me tell you, who had the?
But I know the one you think.
Durango
Hayeswood.
Durango Hayeswood hit some
monster.
He hit some home runs down there that went into the darkness. You don't know where they landed.
You're talking about tape measure jobs. No, he did.
They might have landed somewhere at in Pineville or something.
It says last year they averaged over 32,000. I don't know how many the stadium holds, but that's pretty good. I mean, that's probably in the top half of the league.
Good.
Yeah, thank goodness LA's a huge market, and
they're not going.
You know what I'd like to know? You know what I'd like to know, and I don't know if you can find this or not. Ticket price comparison: Dodger game, Angels game. I mean, that would be interesting to know. Yeah. Is it on average to get in Dodger Stadium $100 now, and to get in Anaheim you can get in for $30? I mean, just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I would. You got to do something.
When I went, it wasn't that much at either place.
But stuff like that's gone up in the last 5 years. That's why.
It says back in 2009 and 10 they averaged over 40,000 people in attendance.
How many?
Over 40,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, last year was 32.5. I want to see what this year has been so far. I wonder if it's dropped off a lot since Ohtani left.
All right, we got to get. We'll come back after the break and let you talk more about that if you want, if you can find any more information, because I would like to know on those ticket prices, but you don't have to.
30,500 is down. They're down 2,000 people.
That's all?
That's all?
Yeah.
Wow. With no Ohtani.
They'd like to have those 2,000 people.
And Trout's been out hurt, so even
no
less
drawing
reason.
Power at all.
Hey, I'm sure there are people, just like the Mets and the Yankees. You got people that were born when the Mets were new, or I think most Mets fans came from when the Mets were put there in '69. Is that when they came into the league? Did they go to the World Series and win it the exact same year? What year did they come in?
Earlier than that,
it was earlier than that because they'd been awful for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say 65.
But I'm thinking if when the Mets came to town and you're a 6 to 12-year-old, somewhere in that range, that became your team because you didn't have one yet or whatever, and that's how they grew their popularity. Same thing probably with the Angels as well. But here's the key: who hit LA first, the Angels or the Dodgers?
No,
the Dodgers did.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. So
the Dodgers were the first team in California, right?
And that was in the 50s or
60s?
Pretty soon
50s?
after.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were the Brooklyn Dodgers.
I'm not as old as you guys. I'm trying to learn something here.
I would say early 50s. Somewhere in the 50s.
I'm just
they
kidding.
Moved to L.A.
Jason says Steve Ballmer, owner of the Clippers, is the richest owner in the NBA. And here's your trivia. He got his money from co-founding – anybody?
I've heard it, but I can't remember.
Well, I can promise you this: you've heard of the company.
It's
not a. You got that one, Lanny? Did you hear my question there? Yeah, it's.
Was it Microsoft?
Yay! Bingo. Yep. Microsoft. No.
Well,
they were weren't they?
Yeah, Balmer. It said Balmer was a co-founder.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep. Let's see. Hooks, good morning, you guys, is what he says. Good morning, guys. Here for the last hour. Well, you can't be oversleeping like that, Hooks, on Saturday morning. You missed a lot of information in that first 60 minutes. Nah, we're glad to have you with us. We're getting ready to take our second time out here at 9:07 this morning. What's the temperature outside? 105 degrees outside. I'm going to guess it is 81.
That's about right.
You looking, Brett?
No.
Okay.
It was 75 when I got here at 5:30 this morning.
It was what?
75.
75 when you got here.
We got currently 77.
I guess it looks like the Dodgers and Giants both moved the same year. 1958 was their first year in California.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought it was a little bit early.
And we got to talk about the great Willie Mays.
I was going to say, speaking of the Giants.
Got to talk about the great Willie Mays passing away at 93. And did you guys get to catch the game? Is it Rickman?
That's
Rick Wood.
Rick
Wood. Yeah, Rick Wood. I watched it.
That's not named after Rick Mitchum, is it? Rick Wood Stadium in Missouri. I don't remember exactly.
It was in Alabama.
I mean Alabama.
Alabama.
Thank you, Lenny.
I was going to say Mississippi.
Alabama.
I had it wrong.
Well, there was one player that played for the Cardinals that was from the area.
That area.
And he had a big night.
Donovan, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Donovan.
Yeah.
And when he's not singing, it was Donovan. And he had a home run in the game, didn't he? Hit a home run. Well, here you go. Then we're going to take our break, Brett. Well, you've heard about love giving sight to the blind. That's enough for now.
Getting the kids to practice on time.
Roads and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln.
For where 2 or 3 have gathered together in my name, I am there in their midst. Matthew 18:20. You are invited to gather with us at Rhine Heights United Methodist Church, located at 520 Madison Street, just up from Betty Ross Park. Sunday school meets at 10, and worship follows at 11 every Sunday. Follow us on Facebook for special service announcements. Join us Sunday at Rhine Heights United Methodist Church.
Buying a Bobcat is now easier than ever at West End Sales in Vail. Now get 0% APR financing. That means low monthly payments. Or you can get $1,200 instant rebates on selected models. Now is the time to buy. Like we said, it's easier than ever. Again, get 0% APR financing or get $1,200 instant rebate on selected Bobcat models at West End Sales at the Highway 1827 West intersection in Vail. Online at westendsales.com and like them on Facebook too.
Western Steer Family Steakhouse in Newton has the best food around. Their buffet is like no other. Fried chicken, meatloaf, baked chicken, beef tips with peppers and onions, pintos and macaroni cheese, green beans, yams, and the best salad bar around. Hours of business Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Western Steer Family Steakhouse, 334 Southwest Boulevard, Newton. Call for takeouts at 704-325-3926. Like them on Facebook.
At Mr. Sparky, our skilled electricians can help fix any electrical problem. And with summer storms on their way, we offer generator services to get your life back to normal, faster. Call Mr. Sparky today for any electrical need.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
No more malarkey. If you need a generator, call 704-435-3060.
Since 2015, Zeus Auto Repair and Performance has proudly served the greater Lincolnton area. Jay, John, Tucker are there to meet all your automotive needs, including oil changes, brakes, suspension, car detailing, North Carolina state inspections, and much more. With 3 licensed state inspectors on site, you're sure to receive the quickest and best service in town. Stop by and see the boys of Zeus Auto Repair and Performance, located at 1122 South Aspen Street in Lincolnton, the old Rose Brothers service station, next to Randall's Grill for all your automotive needs. Open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them today at 704-240-3061. Zeus Auto Repair and Performance.
Hope I didn't stump everybody. No guesses yet on my lyrics this morning. And if you are a rock fan and you're a guitar fan and you're I don't know how much more I can give you there. Well, you've heard about love giving sight to the blind. My baby's loving 'cause the sun don't shine. That's a big one there. Big hint to.
What was that again? That second line.
I'm gonna give you both of them. Well, you've heard about love giving sight to the blind. My baby's loving 'cause the sun don't shine. If I give you the next line, the next line says something and then the title. Yeah. So I can't do that. But deceased. Did that help you any? Yep. Now Mike will raise up in 5 minutes and say, "Is he alive still?" Give you guys. Here comes some. Yes, sir. Hooks. Ned Yates. Exactly. Good stuff. I would love to have seen this guy.
Yeah, you did say a solo performance. Right?
And I would love to see this guy, and I'd love seen and heard his guitar playing live because he's top 5, I would guess. In that.
Trying to think of dead rock gods.
And that
rock guitar gods.
Yeah, well, there's quite a few out there.
Hendrix.
You don't have to look far.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Bingo!
Song.
There you go. Stevie Ray.
Now give me the lyrics one more time.
Well, you've heard about love giving sight to the blind. My baby's loving 'cause the sun don't shine.
Oh, yeah.
She's my sweet little thing.
She's
Pride and joy.
Pride and joy.
Pride and joy. Yeah. There you go. Way to go. Second clue done it, said Hooks. That great guitar player there. Ned also getting it. Let's see. Stevie Ray Vaughan. He put heart and soul, but it's pride and joy.
Pride and joy.
Is the actual name of it. His solo made the Bowie song "Let's Dance." Okay, Ned, do you guys understand? I'm
guessing Stevie Ray Vaughan played in that song.
Okay,
had a solo.
Let's Dance.
So he's the guy on guitar, is what we're saying. Ned is saying he had a solo guitar.
I guess.
What do you call it?
I can't even
feature.
hear.
Today it's a feature. What is it? Well, it was something else then. It had a different name. If you have a guitar solo, I don't know. Or maybe I'm just dreaming that up.
Guitar solo.
I guess that maybe is what it is. Which, by the way, the best one I've ever heard live.
Yeah.
I was just going to give you. Brett was with me.
Oh, Tom Morello.
Tom Morello
with Springsteen.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
and it really was Ghost of Tom Joad.
Yeah.
And that was just unbelievable. Let me go ahead and tell you, Ghost of
Rage,
Tom Joad.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yep. Yep. Tom Morello playing the guitar is like no other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
he does shows on Sirius XM on the Lithium channel.
On Lithium,
Well, I need to find that because
One Man Revolution.
he was filling in for Little Stevie. You guys know anything about the E Street Band and Bruce Springsteen?
Mm-hmm.
Morello was filling in and traveling with Bruce and doing all his, lead guitar playing because Little Stevie, you know what he was doing at the time?
Probably filming something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sopranos. He was one of the stars of the Sopranos.
Sure.
And I wish I could remember his character name.
Silvio?
That's it. Silvio. Thank goodness everybody in here has better memories than me.
Silvio Dante, wasn't it?
It might have been.
But he did other shows, too. He's been in several things.
He was a regular at Bada Bing.
Yeah.
They all were. Before Vaughn became a solo act, this is Ned, before Vaughn became a solo act, he would be hired by the biggest names to play guitar in the recording studio.
Right.
And why not?
Session musician.
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't he be? Exactly. Is what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'd put him in the top 5.
But I failed to do this, I think, last time Lenny was here, and I wanted to do this first. You called me last night or texted me, said you wanted to come in this morning with us, if okay, whatever, however it went. Was there a certain topic you wanted to talk about? Is that why? Was it the heat of?
To come.
Because we got the college baseball going on.
That's true.
Did I hear that the ACC went over head-to-head with SEC teams?
In the World Series.
Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't win a game. 0-4? Or was it more than that? Or
Florida State lost twice.
I know.
Well, Carolina won a game, but they beat Virginia.
Did they win one or two? Did Carolina not win 2 games?
They won one.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
0-4, I think. Because Florida State lost to Tennessee twice. Carolina lost.
And who Florida State beat? They beat somebody, didn't they?
Yeah, they eliminated Carolina.
They eliminated Carolina.
Oh, okay.
They eliminated Carolina. I remember seeing that.
And Iowa State just went 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
And we're out. And Virginia went 0-2.
They lost. Didn't State lose to Florida too?
5-4.
So there's 0.
There you go.
There's 0-5.
Hey, thank you, Lenny. Yeah.
So State lost twice to SEC.
Yeah.
Yeah. State, I don't know what happened. They just had some hard luck in that thing, I think. Carolina, I thought at times they look well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you something. This is not a knock. Carolina might not have should have won the game they won.
Yeah.
What kind of? I don't even want to say the word.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Virginia coach thinking pitching to Vance Honeycutt with 2 bases open?
Exactly.
I know he hadn't had a hit that day, which makes me even more not want to pitch to him. But he delivered the game-winning hit. And you got 2 bases open. Them guys might be good. They might beat you, but don't let the best player on the team beat you.
Well, I was sitting there even watching when they played Florida State. You look at him back compared to other players on that team, the ball jumps off the bat so much differently when he.
Yeah, I know it.
I mean,
it's
amazing how.
Yeah. Where do you expect him to go? Not to team, but coming into this, they said early sound before the NCAA tournament start. He was early second rounder.
Yeah.
Well, he's bound to move up to first rounder now, but I just don't know. Will he be top 10, middle of the pack?
Well, I had heard first round early in the year, and then they started questioning holes in his game, in his hitting.
Where at?
That's what they struck out too much, but then.
Hey, he's a tremendous outfielder too.
But then, like I believe it's Ben McDonald said, look, he said he might have some holes in his hitting, but he said if he's a 240 hitter in the big leagues in this day and time with the way the launch angle, he says with the other attributes he has, speed, the way he can play in the outfield, he said, so what if he's a 240 career hitter in the big leagues?
Vance Honeycutt the 4th. How about that?
And I don't think he's a bad hitter. That was being. He said, I'm just stressing the other things he can do that don't.
There you go.
Besides the hitting,
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the draft, what do you think the draft future is of Cherville, homegrown product, Dalton Pence?
Well, I was going to get to Pence, and I think, he has overcome Tommy John. He's looked very, very solid. I thought he was Carolina's best pitcher. You guys, Lenny would be
best reliever for sure.
Well, I thought he was their best pitcher.
Yeah.
In the tournament. I mean,
Right. In the tournament,
that's
yeah.
all I saw.
Until he got blasted against Florida.
He did get hit, but you're not going to get everybody. You know,
and that's going to happen.
Yeah, you're not going to get everybody out.
He did a great job in that opener.
And the leverage, you know, he got blasted, but he got him out of that inning before. But then the next inning's when he got blasted, you know. So
Right.
he really did. He got him out of a big jam the inning before.
And then what he did against Virginia, right? I mean,
Ned Sense here says, with Durango Hayeswood, you got to say the whole name, Durango LaRue Hayeswood. He was a fan favorite, and he was a big man. He was a big man with a lot of power, but couldn't make it in the major leagues. Couldn't make it with the Orioles. Did he play in the majors? A little bit.
Cup of coffee, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't remember him really ever.
And that wasn't long if you see how I go through.
Yeah, that's just bad.
If you see how I go through a cup of coffee, that couldn't have been very long, for sure. Let's talk about some of the Legion baseball guys. Well, let's stay on college a minute. Who's your pick to win? 2 out of 3 now, right? 2 out of 3?
2 out of 3.
And that will be beginning today.
Tonight.
Tomorrow and Monday.
Yeah. Tomorrow's set a schedule for an afternoon game. Is that right?
Oh, my gosh.
2 o'clock?
Is that true? Wow.
You want me to tell you why I bet? They've moved games. They've canceled games quick with weather. They must
really
be
have.
They must have been getting hammered. Just the other day, I think it was the Carolina game. During that game, they said the other game would not be played.
That's right.
They was going to go ahead. I mean, they
next day.
anticipated the weather.
Yeah, this says tonight at 7:30, tomorrow at 2.
But it surprises me that they're not going to play the other game tomorrow night.
And
Are
it
they?
no, it says Monday at 7 if necessary. I'm taking Tennessee to win it.
That's interesting. If anybody, I am too. I love the guy at bat second for Tennessee. The guy hit for a cycle and added a double to that.
Christian Moore.
Oh my gosh, he's a top.
And
He's a top first round pick too.
Projections.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at a mock draft. Of course, you know that changed. But they were saying the Red Sox for him.
Oh, please give me him or Honeycutt one.
But then 2 weeks ago it was, and I don't really want him, was the Tibbs at Florida State. Although he didn't hit in the World Series. He had 30-some home runs. I mean, James Tibbs the third, but I don't.
I am unfamiliar with.
Honeycutt.
You said Florida State. I'm sure I saw him play. Didn't think nothing about it. If he didn't stand out to me in
the two best pro prospects did not stand out for Florida State. It was the rest of the team because I believe between him there's a Cam Smith, and Tibbs. They're talking about they're going in the top 6 of the draft.
Sometimes you think if these guys are that good, they're not getting the best pitches.
That's right,
and they're not gonna stand out there.
Just think, what if they would have hit?
They're not. They're not getting the best pitches unless you're Vance Honeycutt with the winning run at third base and 2 bases open. You're not getting the best pitches.
Oddly.
Here's a little thing I'll throw.
What about the guy from Florida?
Imagine
he's going to go pretty high.
Oh, the home run hitter.
Yeah.
Caglione. Yeah, they're talking about him top 5.
I thought Florida had a chance going into this to win it all because they lost it last year to LSU in Game 3, and that it makes you a little more hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like y'all. I'm picking Tennessee, but I'm not going to shortcut Texas A&M because I didn't think I heard they've given up 3 earned runs in the whole tournament. Earned runs. Now they've given up a few more runs, but they give up 3 earned runs, 3 different pitchers. And they've got 3 earned runs.
Well,
and I thought,
okay, have you? Brett said Tennessee. I said Tennessee. Are either of you guys going with A&M?
I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
Well, in the major leagues, we always go with the pitching because good pitching shuts down good hitting most of the time.
I hadn't really watched Texas A&M play much in these games, so I don't know. One night it didn't start till midnight. That was the first game because of weather, so I hadn't really watched them play, but. I think I just heard that.
No, I watched a little of their last game against Florida, but once they got up, I think they went up 5-0 about midway through the game, and I stopped. Yeah, I said it's over.
So I don't know a whole lot, but I did hear that. I believe they give up 3 earned runs in the 3 games.
Sometimes those games are over like that, and with their pitching the way it was over. But those aluminum bats and those hitters, you can come from 10 runs behind. Yeah. Who was it the other night was trailing. It was in the super regionals. They were trailing the whole night, and all of a sudden, well, it wasn't really hitting the ball. It was like 5 straight walks and then a grand slam. Which team was that did that and came from behind in that super regional? That might have been A&M. Somebody tell me that. Somebody out there tell me that. Levis from Roger, big Tennessee fan, says the only thing that Florida hit is the beach.
Yeah, A&M did. They against Oregon.
Yeah,
they beat Oregon 15-9. They had
that may have just been a regular regional one, not a super regional.
They had 4 runners either walked in or hit by pitch to come in, and then a grand slam.
I believe it was a super, David. I think.
Was it? It might have been. Yeah.
Super.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
They beat Oregon 2-0.
Yeah, I was actually watching some of that.
Something I'm gonna throw out at you. As good as Tennessee's been, imagine if they had that pitcher at Wake Forest still there.
He left and went to Wake.
Chase Burns.
Yeah.
Who they're saying is probably going to be the first pitcher drafted.
And they had him
from Tennessee to Wake.
Hit the portal, or
just in the portal, just 1 year. I mean, you know,
that pesky portal.
And you know, I wonder what made you want to leave there, other than, you know, Wake had been good the year before. Maybe he thought there's more opportunity, but and I know I went to the ACC.
Well, I wonder where he was from. If that had anything to do with it, probably not.
I think he's from Tennessee. He's not from North Carolina, so I don't know.
Right,
but
well, guys, you got to admit it's all about the salary cap now. It's what's going to get you the best deal. You could be a starter. There's been a couple of basketball players move within the ACC.
NIL.
Yeah, 15 points a game. You're starting, but you go to another school. It has to be NIL.
But
you'd think so.
I think I told you this, David. When I was at the ACC tournament, I watched Carolina played them, and he pitched that night. And when I sat down, I looked up on the board, and he had 169 strikeouts for the year and 29 walks.
Ooh, Lord. That's a pretty good ratio right there.
Is that Chase Burns that you're talking about?
He's at the end of the night when they took him out, he had 15 more strikeouts.
16 to 3 ratio.
He's from Gallatin, Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Guess who he played Legion ball for?
Gallatin.
Said he was born in Italy.
Oh, okay.
But grew up in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Okay, what year
you think that was a culture shock?
I'm guessing his family's from over here. He just, I don't know, maybe he's
military something.
Yeah, maybe so.
Military.
I mean, last name Burns. He's not Italian.
What year was the regional American Legion tournament held in Gallatin?
What year was it? 87. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I have no idea. Maybe it's the 90s.
What was the year Ralph Robertson then went to Las Vegas?
1998.
98.
Okay, well because it was in Gallatin, and then they never came home. They went on to Vegas from there.
That's right.
Now, did you say they held the World Series?
No, it must have been the
Southeast Regional. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There used to be a lot of different places that host regionals. Of course, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, Fargo. I think got it twice within the last 20 years.
Right.
Since it's come to
Boyertown,
Shelby. Yeah, Boyertown up in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
They played. Didn't they play in the regional that was in Cherryville many years ago? The Southeast Regional.
Yep.
I don't know how it was the Southeast. It might have been called something else because you got a Pennsylvania team in it.
Well, one time they were in a different region.
They're in Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, Mid-Atlantic, and they are now. They go back and forth. They are now.
Dale and Brad and them played.
That's when Boyertown.
It was in,
but you still have Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
because Berga was hitting them off the everything. Carlos Berga hammering some home runs up there on Nixon Gym. Lenny, this is from Ned. Lenny, may I quote the OJs? Money, 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 money.
That's true.
So he's telling you why these kids are leaving.
Oh, yeah.
Only thing I really want to quote by the Love Train and the Coors commercials by that's the OJs, right? Have I got the right ones?
But you'd think the NIL money would be more at Tennessee than at Wake Forest. is what I would be.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
too.
absolutely.
That's what I would be saying.
Definitely.
And,
You know,
and
and that-
why wouldn't you? Yeah, I would think it
I
would
would think
be
you'd went from,
more.
like,
And
Tennessee versus
yeah,
so
maybe
I
they
feel-
maybe they weren't.
feel
Maybe
like
that's
there's
like
some other
you've been here. We're not paying you to stay now.
Right.
I mean, I could see some universities doing something like that. You've been here all this time. We're not going to pay you to stay, but that's not a good look because you're not going to get too many people maybe come in. But
What do you
hopefully
guys-
that's not the case.
This is directing this to Lenny. Lenny, what do you think R.J. Davis is getting to come back to Carolina?
Over $1 million, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say $1 million.
I heard about it 1.5.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which is a heck of a lot more you can make in Europe or anywhere else.
Yeah.
And he still has
Or
an
first year in the
opportunity to do that
NBA.
next year.
Brett, what do you get the first year in the NBA?
I don't know. I guess it depends on where you're drafted.
Where you're
but
drafted.
Yeah.
that's more than he would get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
Would he go in the first round or not?
I wouldn't think so, or I think he would have probably left.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
He's probably they're
That's
probably
true.
not thinking he's going in the first
Because
round.
at some point you have to. At some point you're going to have to make that transition.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And
I think
if you
I
wanna
think the
play.
longer you wait, the lower you're going to get picked.
See,
Unless you really make a jump and improve, but
Yeah.
I don't really know what he could improve on. I mean,
I also heard
chemistry of him and Baycott was
he's
pretty
not-
good,
he's
and that
not-
might hurt him a little bit.
he's not getting any bigger. He's
No.
That Baycott's not.
he already. I mean, he shoots the ball well. He's not going to become a better shooter.
No.
I don't really know what he could improve on.
I think it's
It's
just
just about the money.
He's a good defender.
NIL money.
He's
it's
just
NIL money.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's
I heard that because they had to give him so much, and it's sort of like a salary cap in a way. That's why Carolina couldn't get a big man in the portal. One of the best big men in the country in the portal.
Because of money issues
What?
at Carolina. I'm going to disagree.
Well,
now you may have heard that, and it may have been in print or
Brendan
something.
Marks, the athletic.
But I will disagree with that
I
because
heard this, and I don't know how much that the big boy that went to Alabama from Rutgers wanted housing for his brother.
Okay.
And
I think I heard
and
that.
was, and I agree. If that was the blockage, then your brother's not coming to play.
yeah. You got to cut it off
Yeah.
somewhere.
Now, I don't know if that was, but I heard there's some talk about
he
housing.
wanted that from his previous team, which
Well,
was
that was part of his.
No,
NIL
Carolina
deal.
wanted him.
they wanted him, but
And
they
that was-
weren't willing
that
to
was the
house
stumbling
his
block.
brother.
Yeah, and I guess Alabama
I
was.
guess they were.
Well, all you got to do in a case like that is pay this guy extra and let him pay for his
Yeah.
house.
Let him house.
I mean, really, you think about it, if it's a money issue, okay, we'll give you an extra.
I mean, what does he need? 1 year's rent?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We'll give you extra 2,000. No, it'd be more than that, but
yeah,
extra 10,000.
Yeah.
and get him some housing somewhere. I don't totally agree with that. It's Mike or Brett who's doing the lyrics.
Mike, I'll let Mike do it because I didn't really have one that I really wanted to do. And I know Mike
mean,
does.
we were going to do both. We were going to come
No,
back.
just let Mike do his if somebody gets it pretty quick.
Okay.
then
I've
I'll do mine.
changed midstream. I had
Oh, my
one.
God.
I think mine's pretty easy.
I had one, but
Let's roll.
it's one Brett might get because he loves this group, but I don't know about the rest of them. So I'm going with something a lot easier.
Because he loved
No. Yeah, loved.
with a
Yeah.
D. ED, not an
Okay,
S.
I'm going to give you one line. Here come the jesters.
Oh, I got that. Bag company.
Yeah.
So we'll let you or Brett one do another one.
right.
It's all part of rock. It's rock and
Yeah.
roll fantasy, buddy.
Yeah.
You won't get this one. Here we go.
The UBC, the BC we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Should I fall out of love, my time in the night to chase a feather in the wind? Within the glow that weaves a cloak of delight, there moves a thread that has no end.
That's Edgar Allan Poe.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to give a poet. I was going going with Robert Frost.
He thinks he's a poet, but don't know it.
All right, we'll take our final time out. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Back in a moment.
If you ask around, you'll find
Sooner or later, everyone wants to.
Lake Electric Company was founded in 1984. They are licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Safety and quality is first in everything they do. For all your electrical needs, serving Lincoln County, Catawba County, Burke County, Mecklenburg County, and all the surrounding counties. When it has to be done right, call Lake Electric. Let them take care of your family. Lake Electric Company, 4362 Providence Mill Road, Maiden. Call 704 483-4000. Online at lakeelectric.com.
Stop by Lowe's Home Improvement in Lincolnton for their great deals on items you use around the house. Need to update around the kitchen? Then shop a great selection of appliances and some up to 30% off retail prices. Buy Craftsman's 20-volt max battery and get your choice of matching Craftsman cordless tool free. Update your workshop area with a wide selection of shop tools, only $99 each. But hurry, these deals won't last long. Shop Lowe's in Lincolnton for the things you want to buy today.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
And welcome back. Glad to have you with us. David Keever, Mike Powell, Brett Keever, Lenny Anthony along with us this morning here on this hot, soon to be hotter. Today, 90 degrees. We're at 78 right now and clear skies. I know for a fact here at our studios it hadn't rained in at least 16 days because my mowing cycle. I know, you know. Well, how long has it been?
It's been a while
since we had. Is it?
I
mean, how many more is that? I know 16, but my guess is that it was before that as well. The last time we saw any rain, and next week we're supposed to hit the mid to upper 90s early in the week, mid to upper 90s. I do see rain on here, but just so you know, today 90. Starting tomorrow, 92, 93, 92, 95 on Wednesday. Then rain on Thursday, then 87, 89, 90, and 90. And we've got 4 months of this.
I think we're going to the desert on a horse with no name, actually.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say hell in a handbasket. But, yeah, we don't even have to take the highway. It's coming to us. It's going to visit us, and it just gets hotter. You know, you can't argue weather changing. For whatever reason, whatever you want to believe, whatever, you can't argue. When's the last time we had snow? And my guess is we'll never see snow here again.
That's what I was thinking.
Unless it's a dusting in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And look at what Texas is going through right now. And yesterday morning I was watching national weather, and they said someplace, where was it? It was I don't know if it's the state of Washington or if somewhere that, you know, usually has okay temperatures. They said it was hotter there that day than it was like in the southeast. Wow. It was hotter. Yeah, man, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, the state of Washington up in Oregon, they don't really have air conditioners, and then they've had some incredible.
Well, we need to go up there and start an air conditioning business because they're going to start getting them if they don't have them. I mean, it's just like our mountains, you know, that a lot of them don't have them, but it's coming. It's coming. Let's see. Did anyone hear UNC both? This is from Hooks. Did anyone hear that UNC both basketball and football extend scholarship offer. I saw it yesterday, Hooks. It is true. They made an offer that this kid could come to school and play 2 sports. And yes,
Harrison,
exactly, Lenny. Kendra Harrison out of Reedsville. He's just a little 6'8", probably 260-pound guy that has started as a freshman.
I think he's listed as the number 1 tight end in the country right now in his class.
Yeah. He is. Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's just as good as a defensive end.
He is.
And
we've seen him play, Hooks.
I don't know if he's an NBA caliber basketball player, but he's a dominant high school basketball player, and I think he could really be good in college.
And this is my opinion on this. Brett can disagree, but they also have a kid on that Reedsville team that plays 2 sports, Deontay Neal, who plays basketball and football.
He's going to be their quarterback.
No.
Oh, you think? Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Deontay Neal, that's been on the team his whole career.
That's right.
But if he had the size, he would be better than Harrison.
Yeah, he's just small.
He's better athletically and skills and all that. He's better than Harrison, but he's 5'8", isn't he, Brett?
Yeah, he's small.
Stretching it at 5'8". Yeah. But I'm telling you, this kid that I'm talking about led the state, not 2A. He led the state in interceptions as a 9th grader.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like an unreal number.
Yes, it was.
14 or something.
You were talking about Harrison, and I believe I read that website where Carolina offered him the chance to do both, and they said that he was, like I said, the number 1 tight end, but he was the number 2 player in the state of North Carolina. Who's number 1? Is it an upper class? I don't know. Is it an upperclassman right now?
I don't know.
But when I seen that, I thought, wow, I wonder
who's
who this
better
other guy is.
Well, you got to consider Charlotte and Raleigh.
Yeah.
I mean, they're loaded these days. North Carolina's producing more football players than they ever did. Back in our day, it was rare when
he was number 2 in North Carolina, but he is like number 10 or 11 in the nation. But number 1 tight end, at that position, he was the number 1. But I thought, wow.
Yep. And for all the opponents that are going to face Reedsville in the future, these guys still got 2 years.
Yeah.
Harrison and Neal will be juniors. Now, Mike, I'm just going to tell you that the quarterback is a transfer from Burlington Cummings that was MVP in the state title basketball game for Reedsville. Mm-hmm. He moved. He switched to Reedsville.
The number one player in his class in North Carolina is the Grimsley quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Committed to Tennessee.
Yeah, I've heard about him.
He is the number 1 quarterback in the nation in his class.
Woo! In the nation. Roger, you got your
He's actually the number 1 player overall in the country.
And what's his name?
Faison Brandon.
Is that with a PH or an F?
F. 6'4", 195 quarterback.
And that's
out of Grimsley.
That's in Harrison's class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's just a sophomore. He's rising junior.
Rising junior. Mm-hmm. And he's the number 1 player in the country going to Tennessee. Don't let him outbid you, Roger. Somebody might come in there and swoop up.
I've seen a lot of talk
with money
this week about Harrison possibly transferring to Providence Day in Charlotte. I don't know where that talk came from, but there's been stuff online about the possibility of him moving to Charlotte and playing for Providence Day. I don't really know.
I hear music or something.
I don't really know why he would do that.
Didn't the North Carolina private schools pass a policy extending NIL into
that might be it. That might be why he would do it.
Yeah, private schools can get NIL money
because he can make money doing it.
That's right.
I hate to see him. Don't get me wrong, but you could go win 3 state titles in football and 3 in basketball, or 4. Is it 4 in basketball?
No, he lost both of them
last year,
freshman year.
Lost. I knew they got beat in football because we watched them lose to East Duplin.
In
Chapel
Farmville
Hill.
Central beat them last year in basketball.
Okay,
and
that's
then
right.
they beat Farmville Central this year.
I tell you what, when we went to that game, after knowing what Reedsville had, and don't get me wrong, Farmville Central's been one of the best programs in the state of North Carolina for a long time now. But I was surprised that game went to overtime. I mean, just because
one of the best atmospheres I've ever.
Oh my gosh.
I've ever seen, especially for a neutral site game.
That's the best I've ever seen for a state title
9,000
basketball game.
9,000 there for that game. They announced it 9,000 in the Wake Forest Joel Coliseum.
They'll probably meet again next year.
Roger says, talking about the quarterback from Grimsley, yes sir, we got the Grimsley QB, done deal.
It's never.
I know that's
never a done deal.
He's a sophomore.
That's what I worry about. I mean, you can't sign yet.
No,
and
it's just a verbal commitment.
I know verbal commitments mean
don't mean anything.
Nearly 50% of verbal commitments change their mind. But hopefully he won't. If he's committed, hopefully he don't, and he stays right there.
I would like to go see him play though. If he's the number one quarterback in the nation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, we got 2 years to do it.
Yeah.
Unless
you probably have a shot at it.
Unless he leaves early. And that's not a joke. Sometimes these kids can. I mean, they've got the classwork and the in order, and they're able to.
Well, yeah, they
we see it in basketball quite a bit. Kids reclassify and come in and play.
Oh yeah,
as a 17-year-old.
This day too.
Real quick, Roger says, "Wait and see." Roger, I'm not doubting you. But
it just happens every day. Kids decommit.
I hope he does come to you. That's I mean, here's what I hope, and it'll never happen. But I just hope people, when they commit, they keep it. That they're going to go there wherever you say you're going to go.
I just don't know why you would even commit before you're a junior in high school.
People try to come in and undercut you. They don't care. There's coaches out there that don't care if you committed and everything. They're still going to come talk to you and see what they can. Whatever they can do to convince you, but
particularly in the era of NIL.
Well, I always think about.
That's why you don't see newspapers run commitments anymore, because it's a piece of
Carolina.
trash.
He committed to Alabama early, and I said at that time it's a long time till you a senior.
Real quick, and then I want to talk about Legion baseball. J.J. Redick's coach, Brett. What do you think?
Oh yeah,
J.J. Redick to the Lakers.
I don't really know. I mean, I think he's got a
40-year-old. I think
he's right around that.
40-year-old J.J. Redick. Never been a coach. This is the odd part.
He's
never coached
his 10-year-old son. Yeah, that's it.
He's not been an assistant on a staff or anything. This is all brand.
I think he can be good, and I think he's going to bring a really good staff with him that's got some experience. But it's not good. I mean,
they don't have the personnel right now to challenge
with the veteran team, and with as long as LeBron is on the team. I don't think there's that much the coach has to do. He's going to get blamed for a lot that goes wrong, and so is LeBron. But I don't think it really matters. It didn't really matter to me who they hired as the coach. Once LeBron's gone, then it might matter who the coach is. But as long as LeBron's there, I don't think it really matters who the coach is.
Have you seen the list of coaches they've had since Phil Jackson retired?
Yeah, they've had a lot.
Double figure.
Well, I can only promise you one thing. It's not like the Cleveland Brown list of quarterbacks.
No, nothing matches that.
But go ahead.
No, they don't change it 3 or 4 times a season.
I just saw a list up on ESPN one night recently. And been a lot of them, I tell you.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't even last a year.
I saw pictures. They used to make so much fun of Cleveland having so many different quarterbacks and it was ever since like maybe Kozar, like from Kozar through the present time, and it had pictures of politicians on there and actresses, and they've tried everything, and none of it seemed to work. Last night, Major League Baseball, American Legion baseball on Friday night. It was Gastonia knocking off Hickory 14-11. Rutherford defeated Queen City 10-5. Make sure I'm reading the right date. I hate to be 21st. Union County Fort Mill was canceled. They did not play. Shelby's playing in a showcase event in Troy, Alabama, and Shelby defeated Bellevue, Florida, by a score 3-2 last night. Just real quickly, on Thursday night, the Gaston Braves defeated Burke 9-6. Cherryville defeated Caldwell 3-2. Rutherford and Asheville split a doubleheader. Rutherford winning 14-3, then dropping a game 4-1. And Union County, who's a team I think everybody kind of better keep an eye on.
They better keep an eye on them.
Has really gotten off to a one of their better starts in recent years. But Union County, I don't even think they had a team last year, did they? Seemed like they went without a team a year ago. Union defeated Hickory last night 19-9. Mike said earlier in the show, kind of as we went on the air, what a great race it is this year in Area 4, and there's no divisions.
Right.
So it's for seating purposes only. You will get a plaque. And how many? Cherville's won how many area championships in a row? Is it 4?
I believe that's right.
I think it's at least 4.
Yep.
But I don't know if it's more than that or not. Ned maybe can straighten me out on that, area championships in a row.
Well,
because
one thing Cherville better start doing is hitting the baseball. Because
well, how many hits did they have in the Caldwell win? It couldn't have been a lot because
5
they won
hits
3-2.
and all the runs were spaced into the 6th inning. Cherville got 3 in the top of the 6th. Caldwell got 2 in the bottom of the 6th. They only had 5 hits in that game. They had 2 the game before, and then against Rutherford County in that doubleheader, they only scored 4 runs.
Yes.
So they're not hitting it now.
No.
Too well, I should say. But they're winning
And
mostly.
I talked to Scott Cloninger, and they were missing a piece on in that game that we covered against Hickory. I don't know if he's back now or not, but
Ashton Pope,
yes,
maybe?
Yeah, and he's one of their better hitters.
He is.
But you can't take one guy out of the lineup and not hit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, they still got to hit better as a team. That's for sure. I mean, a lot of their wins has come on above average pitching and above average defense.
Yep.
You know.
Lately.
Then again, we saw them play the other night at Hickory, and neither one of those items were particularly there.
Yeah, they had 3 errors.
Yep.
Gave up 2 or 3
Quite a few walks and hit batters. The kid that we talked about from the Hickory team, Isaiah McDowell, I thought maybe he played on that Hickory football team, but Brett said he didn't see his name on that roster.
Yeah.
But
I think he is from Hickory High.
Yeah, I think it said Hickory High
Yeah.
on there. But he did not.
Yeah, I thought he was their best player from what I saw. Hickory's best player.
All right, see if you can keep up here. Cherville is on top right now. Mike and I laughed this week because Cherville moved from second place to first place alone without playing.
Yeah, being an item.
They did not play, but Rutherford lost that doubleheader to Union. Man, I'll tell you, Union has got to have some stud pitchers because they held Rutherford to 1 run in both of those games. It was 5-1, 4-1 maybe, 3-1, 3-1. It was 3-1 and 2-1, and the 2-1 went 9 innings. So in 12 innings there of baseball, because you only play 5 in a doubleheader, in 12 innings against Union pitching, they only scored 2 runs. That's pretty good pitching,
good.
You know. And you think about all the schools in Union County now and where they can draw. They should be. That is a hotbed right now for athletics. I mean that area gets recruited very heavily in all the sports in Union County. But Cherville does lead the division. They are 12-3. How many does that mean they got left, Mike?
7, and they're going to have to get them in quick.
So 10. Yeah, they played 13, and they got to play 7 games between now and Thursday.
They're behind almost everybody.
Is that Thursday or Friday? Or
Wednesday's the 20th.
Wednesday. Yeah, got to play 7 games between now and Wednesday. Wow,
they have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, now I'm looking at the schedule here. Wednesday the 26th. There are some games, so
okay.
maybe it's the 27th.
Okay, it is.
You still got to get finished on the 26th. Yeah,
you got to get finished on. You have to be finished the day before.
They're going to close it out on the 26th.
And I don't know what happens if you have a rain out on that day.
They've got
that's sometime.
The Braves tonight, Union County twice tomorrow. And then they've still got Shelby to play. Correct.
One more time with Shelby.
Queen City.
And Shelby.
Queen City's fell off. I was surprised
they got 5 left to play. Is that correct?
Queen City made the state tournament either last year or the year before.
That's right. They're 12-3, so that's 5 left.
They got 5 left to play.
Cherville 12-3. Rutherford County only a half a game back at 12-4. Union County at 11-6. Shelby at 10-6. Gaston Braves have a record of 10-6 as well. Asheville 9-7. You got Gastonia, post 23. Gastonia has a record of 9-8. Caldwell County, man, they were up there. They were 7-3 in the division. Now Caldwell has fallen to 7-8. 5 straight losses within the division for Caldwell County. Burke County is 4-12. Queen City 2-13, and Hickory 2-15. But I still say, let's face it, it's going to be hard for anybody to win the division other than Rutherford or Cherryville. But because Union's 2 games, they're 3 games out. 3 games out in the loss column.
Mm-hmm.
3 games out in the loss column. It could happen with all the games that are going to be played, but it looks like it would be Rutherford or Cherryville. Now, here's the good news for Cherryville fans. They're going to the state tournament.
Right.
And they're not going to have to travel far to play in it.
But you still want to win the area.
Right.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And you want to play for a while.
I got a question here. How many's going to breakfast? Right. And I'm guessing the Wood.
Yep.
Is Lanny back there? Y'all going to breakfast? Yeah. So that's 2. You going, Brett?
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6. 6 here, Butch, if you're listening. If not, I'll text you again here in just a minute. 6 here going to breakfast at Brookwood. Richard, I've been to doubleheaders this year that only went 5. Now, they may be supposed to play 7, but I have been, and they only went 5. So, I don't know. I wish they would play 7 because that's the way doubleheaders used to. And hopefully they do most of the time. Maybe there was a reason they only played 5. I don't know, but it looks like everybody would have to go by the same thing, though, right? Wouldn't they, Richard? Because it's a pitching thing, and it makes a lot of difference whether you play 5 or 7 innings. You know, you can't just agree and say we're going to do this. He said they're supposed to, yeah. I like that. I'm glad the rule was like that. But I don't even remember where I was when it was, but, you know, it was a 5-inning game.
Yeah, well, I read it, guys. The Area 4 Junior Division, South Division, Cherryville is leading that. 11-0. In the division. Anything, any topic, anything on your mind that I may have left out? We got everybody's lyrics in.
I don't think. Well, we didn't give it. Who Mike? What Mike?
Say them again, Mike.
Who it is?
I never got one guess, so it must be very obscure.
Yeah. Should I fall out of love?
Thin Lizzy.
My fire in the night to chase a feather in the wind.
Heart.
Within the glow that weaves a cloak of delight. There moves a thread that has no end.
That poetry sounds got to be Ozzy Osbourne.
For many hours and days that pass ever soon, the tides have caused the flame to dim. Lash the arm straight, the hand to the loom. Is this to end or just begin? And then...
That's enough, please. That's enough. Believe me. Who is it?
Sound like something.
All of My Love, Led Zeppelin.
Oh, Brett. All of My Love by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
5 innings of 10 run rule.
Run song.
Yeah, that may have been what it was, Richard. I'll admit that. That may have been what it was. Maybe it was because the games were decided by the 10 run rule, and they just went 5. Which that's legit. Everybody can do that, and everybody does do that. So that might be. I can't even. Like I said, I can't recall exactly which place I was at, but I just remember them only going 5 innings and. A big difference from what we were used to, 10 years ago or whatever. Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning, even if you did get up late, Hooks. Just joking. For Brett, Lenny, Mike, I'm David. We'll see you next week here on Sports Talk.